is Phantasmer. You can call me Trey. And please step into my studio, make yourself comfortable, have a seat, and be prepared for some tingles and some improvement on your life. I am a life coach after all. And that's why you're here today, for some tingling life lessons. Well, we're not really going to give you lessons. I just really want to go over what you jotted here down in your journal. Don't worry, I won't share with anyone. And I'm glad that you let me borrow this, because to be a life coach, I really have to know what goes on in your day-to-day life. But we're just going to focus on a really vague sense, and I'll let you apply it as you see fit. That's how I like to do it with my first session. So first we'll get to know you a little bit. Actually, I've already read all of this first part, but I am interested in this other part here. It says that you are not very satisfied with where you're at in this moment. Now, it says that you have some goals that you want to achieve, and that you've had difficulty sticking to them. Well, I will tell you that based on what I see right here now, actually, there's some pieces right over here, and yeah, right over here. I'm not a big fan of setting expectations too high. Now, I know James Cameron, you know, the guy, famous director, Terminator 2, Avatar, he said that he likes to set his expectations really high. If you set your expectations higher than everyone else's, even when you fail, your successes will be above everyone else's, or your failures will be above everyone else's successes. Actually, I believe something like that. Well, that's actually really great advice. The problem is when you set your goals too high and you don't get anywhere close to them, it can be demoralizing. And so what I like to do is start off with small, achievable, but yet challenging goals. It builds up a bit of confidence. You know, football coaches, they do the same thing with their quarterbacks. They get a new quarterback, get them to throw some short passes, and then, you know, build up some confidence. Maybe hand the ball off, get a couple of first downs, and then they'll, you know, start chunking the ball down the field when he, you know, gets a good rhythm. You know, it's all psychological. There's a lot of people that believe that they will, you know, they're failures, and you know, and they think that they're, you know, a victim of their situation, and that there's nothing that they can do to get out of it. And they're right. They can't. Not with that mindset. Now, you can't believe your way into success alone. But if you don't believe that you can achieve these goals, you won't achieve them. Because if you believe that you can't achieve the goals, you'd have to be an idiot to try. I mean, after all, you can't do it, right? Right. So that's why we're going to get rid of that negative mindset. There's really no room for that. You think about people like Dwayne Johnson, you have Jeff Bezos, right? And also people like Kevin Hart. Do you think that these people wake up in the morning and say, you know, I can't do this, you know, the world's against me? No. They achieve. They're more successful than most of the people in the world. And if you want to be successful, you have to have a similar mindset. Now, if you believe that you can achieve whatever you put your mind to, you won't be able to achieve everything. You know, it's just not possible. And you may never be able to get to their level, but you will be your best, your personal best. And that's all you can really go for, is to try to be your best. Now, it says that last year you tried to get a new career, you try to get a new job, and it didn't work out. Well, that's fun. That's actually good. It's good to fail, because when you fail, I mean, I don't want to be cliche, but failure is the fertilizer to grow. And failure is, what is failure? It's crap. And what do farmers, I tell all my patients this, what do farmers put on their dirt to fertilize the ground for their crops? Crap. Exactly. Without crap, you can't grow. If you wake up and you're successful, you're born successful, and all you do is success, I mean, that's not going to be a very happy life. Anyway, so what I want to tell you today, also, before we continue, is that I've actually made quite a bit of progress myself. I've failed quite a bit. I've made progress, fallen all the way back. It is a part of life. Okay, so no matter what you do, if you have a goal and you achieve it, for example, let's say you're really overweight to the point that it's detrimental to your health, or that you're just simply unhappy with the way that you look. Now, for me, there's been times where I've gotten in shape, and then I got out of shape, gained all the way back, got in shape, lost all the way back. You see, and there's different reasons. There's always reasons why. Let's say you decide you're gonna save up a lot of money, and then you spend it all, and then you save up some more money, and then spend it all. I mean, usually there's a cycle with a lot of people, and I think that it's kind of a part of growing and developing your life skills, really. Your ability to manage money, manage your health, manage your relationships, things like that. Some people get into a really toxic relationship and get in a good one, and a toxic and you know what I'm saying? So don't get discouraged. Everybody fails. So now this right here. That's funny that you put this. You didn't need to go into those details. Now, what I do like to tell a lot of people is this is all confidential. So anything we talk about here, it's never going to be said. Nothing is what happens in this room can't get fooled again. Sorry, that's my little George Bush joke. So, all right. Now, when it comes to your job, I always say that if you're not happy in the job that you're in, leave. There's some people, they always want to complain, and people say that complaining is bad, but I say that complaining is a good thing. It is. Complaining is healthy. Now it depends on, like, for example, if you say, for example, I hate this shirt. I hate this shirt. All right. Okay. You hate this shirt. Now, let's say the next day you wake up, I hate this shirt. And the next day, I hate this shirt. And every single day you wake up and you complain about how you hate that shirt. That's a problem. Okay? But if you wake up one day and you're like, you know what? I hate this shirt. I hate this shirt, I don't want to wear it anymore. If you do that, that's actually a really good thing, because you acknowledge that you don't like something, and then you make an action and you change it. That's actually a really, really good. Sorry, I didn't mean to do this, but it's really to prove a point that if you don't like something, change it. You have the power. Now, the thing about complaining is essentially your brain, and this is just the way that I look at it. Excuse me. Complaining is your brain's way of saying, that something's wrong. All right. Because just like whenever you have a needle, like in your arm, for example, you feel the pain, and that pain is your brain's way of telling you, hey, something's wrong with my arm. Well, whenever you complain, you don't like something, right? That's your brain's way of saying, like not your body's way, but your mind's way of saying something's wrong as well. Now, just like with a thorn, if you have the thorn in your arm and it's causing pain, you can leave it in there and just keep complaining and just keep dealing with the pain. Your brain's going to keep sending you signals. There's pain here. Same thing, if you have something in your life that you don't like, and your mind tells you, hey, something's wrong, we don't like this. What are you going to do? Are you going to leave the thorn in there, or are you going to take it out? So, if there's a job that you don't like, quit. Now, I wouldn't say quit now, okay? That's not the smartest way to do it. There are a couple ways you could just quit now and go find another job, or you can continue your job while you are in search of another one, so you can continue to make that income and pay your bills or whatever. Or if you need to buy yourself a nice dress or a nice suit for another job interview or whatever. There's also another thing that I say that the reason why complaining is because you acknowledge, I don't like this, and you say it, you make it reality, and then you decide, I'm going to change it. For example, let's say you are having some difficulty, maybe with your health. Maybe your doctor says that your A1C is too high, or something, or you're having fatty liver disease, or whatever the case could be. Or maybe you have a dress that you want to get into, or a suit that you want to get into for an event. What you can do is keep complaining about it. Every day you just wake up and complain, and you can just eat more chips and Cheetos and make the problem worse. Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to make a change. Now, I want to go over exactly what I'm going to have you do. I want you to go home, and I want you to work on one thing at a time for 1 week. I want you to take whatever goal it is. Let's say your job, for example. I want you to spend 1 week looking for a new job every single day. Now, let's say you have no skills. Okay, well then take that week and find a way to acquire a new skill, so that way you can get a better job. That's what I would say. And if you do that, at the end of the week, you will be 1 week closer to that particular goal. Now, if you don't want to focus on your career and you want to focus on your weight, I would say that weight isn't really the issue. It's health, and it's health optimization. I don't like to tell people to lose weight, because some people need to gain weight, and some people the weight really doesn't matter. Their weight is fine. It's the ratio, the muscle to fat tissue ratio. So if you eat a healthier, nutritious diet that has mostly proteins and fats, and then fewer carbs, you'll have a body composition that is significantly different than someone who eats mostly carbs and fat and very little protein, or mostly carbs and protein and very little fat. I find that the fat needs to be much higher than the carbs. The carbs need to be way lower. And also, you need to work out at least 3 days a week for an hour each day. So I think 3 hours minimum, and it needs to be a medium to high intensity. Maybe not at first. Start off small, but I would say in the next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, work out and do some exercises, some lightweight training to get your muscles prepared, so you're not too sore. And now on those 3 days, I would do a full body exercise on each of those. So you want to do some squats, bench press, things like that, pull-ups, push-ups, and then now also with the food, I would say that if you drink a lot of water, That'll also kind of help, supposedly. You want to have some coffee in the morning. That'll help suppress your appetite, so you can skip breakfast. I have it all written down here, and I'm just going to put it into your journal. You can also, whenever you do the diet or whatever, do some intermittent fasting, perhaps. Maybe eat only between like maybe 10 and 7 or 10 and 6, 11 and 7, 12 and 8, something like that. I just tell people, skip breakfast. They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but if breakfast is pancakes and syrup, it's the worst meal of the day. And honestly, back in the hunter-gatherer days, people used to wake up and they didn't have refrigerators. Maybe sometimes they'd have a few berries or something, or some leftover meat hanging in a tree, but most of the time, and you can tell by some of the indigenous people like the Hadza, you go out, you have to wake up and go and gather and hunt, and we lived like that for a really, really long time. And you have to, you wake up, you have cortisol in your system to wake up. It's kind of what helps you wake up. And that cortisol is a stress hormone that can negatively affect your health if you don't expose of it. And so when you wake up, you work out, exercise, and then you eat, you earn the reward. Food is the reward. But if you just wake up and you eat, and then you just eat all day, and you eat before you go to sleep, you're constantly just rewarding yourself. And what happens if you spoil a child with too much stuff? They become spoiled, rotten, and that's essentially what you do to your health. Your health becomes spoiled and rotten, and so you really want to have a little bit of discomfort, because discomfort is good. Too much comfort is definitely a bad thing. It can make you soft emotionally, because you're so used to perfection. Like if you're in an AC all day and you go outside and it's hot, and you start to feel yourself sweat, and you run inside because you're uncomfortable. But if you work in the heat all day, and then you go inside for a little while, and then you go to a friend's house, and then you'll go outside, and then you start to break a sweat, it's nothing. You're used to it, right? And so you're used to that harsher environment. And that's why I always like to have people push themselves, because if you push yourself, then everything is easier. If a little bit of struggle, you can compare that struggle to the good times. But if all you know are good times, then even the slightest thing will be uncomfortable, and you'll compare all of those good times to that little slight thing that's uncomfortable, and that uncomfortable thing will feel really uncomfortable. When in fact, it's not. Because you have nothing to compare it to. Like if someone, for example, they grow up, they don't do anything until they're 80 years old. They do nothing memorable, and they die. Their life's going to feel very short because they don't have any measurements along the way. And I think it's important to have milestones. Well, the same, and the life feels longer, right? I'm rambling here, but it's kind of the same thing with discomfort. You need something to compare it to. Like they always say, you can't appreciate the sunny days without a little bit of rain. And it's true. I live in a climate where it rains a lot, and whenever it's sunny, I just want to get out and do something. It's beautiful, and you really appreciate it. And it's the same thing. So, every once in a while, I tell you, this week, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take your next shower. I want it to be a cold shower. That's right. I want it to be a cold shower. Now, it's going to be uncomfortable at first, but you'll get used to it. I'm telling you, try it. You'll like it. Well, look, anyway, my next client's here. I gotta go. But come back, see me next week, and we'll have another session. All right?